Hello guys, welcome for the second game of the show match, Downfall versus Starflark, top 50 versus top 29. We're gonna see some amazing games here. This is a show match from HAG, don't hesitate to watch them because we are creating a lot of events on AoE4. And this is very, very nice. I say we because I'm part of the team, so this is kind of cool. We're organizing a lot of tournaments and show matches and a lot of different stuff in order to have some stuff on AoE4, of course. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing some show matches, tournaments, yeah, don't hesitate to go and watch the socials, and especially on Discord, because you can have the planning of all our events and stuff like this. So this is gonna be very, very nice. Today, Starflark is playing in the blue color as the Delhi, and Downfall is playing in the teal color as the Mongols. We have 1-0 for Downfall, BO5, the first to 3 victories wins. And let's go for the second game. Okay, so we have Downfall playing the Mongols and the Barracks. And we have a dog from Starflark versus the Mongols. I mean, this is quite risky. I have to say, this is risky. How do you deal with those spearmen that are gonna come and destroy your dog? Well, maybe the Delhi has the answer. I just thought about that. But the fishing boat from the Delhi can fire arrows, as you can see here. This is 4 damage per arrow. So this is not that much, but I mean, maybe you can deal with the spearmen. I don't know, I didn't saw that before. I never saw that. But yeah, that's maybe why Delhi is okay-ish on this map. It feels like Delhi at the moment is not an insane civilization. Before they were very, very strong, but then they were nerfed on the Pro Scout and on their techs and also their scholars and stuff like this. So they are not that strong right now anymore. It feels like a lot of players stopped playing Delhi in tournaments. Yeah, maybe Starflark will show us that Delhi is very, very strong still. I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. I don't really like this build on Delhi for one reason. I like the fact that the dog has the scholar and stuff. This is very cool. But the problem is that you cannot really have those technologies if you don't do the mosque. So you're quite forced to do the mosque anyway. You see what I mean? Like, if you don't do the mosque, then you don't have those technologies. And if you don't have those technologies, then it's not cool for you. Here we have some villagers that are gonna be taking a lot of damage. The spearman here is gonna be down. Okay, we have a tower rush here from Downfall. Very well played. We didn't kill any villagers, but a lot of villagers are low HP. But we are Delhi. It means that you can heal them with those scholars if you want. So it's okay. We are gonna take the scholar back to the base, maybe to heal those villagers. Ooh, be careful with this one. Maybe it's wrong. Yeah, this is not supposed to be here. I think Starflark didn't mean to do. Yeah, he meant to put it here because he saw that and he put it back. Okay, I think he is like saying to his opponent, "Hey, I have a villager here. You can attack." And if he does, then he pull back the villager and kills a spearman. I think he's gonna try to do that, but yeah. Now there is the outpost, so he cannot do that anymore. You have 3 boats. I'm quite interested to know if spearmen are getting destroyed by the fishing boat or not. We are doing the Dome of the Faith. Okay. And now it feels like the role of the Mongol is just to take the control of the map everywhere and to avoid the Delhi to have the sacred site. And if he does so, it feels like Delhi is in a bad spot. To be honest, the Delhi to me are not that strong because they need to have the sacred sites in order to have a good bonus in order to go on the A jobs. And if they don't go on the A jobs, this is a problem for them. Because why they want to go on the A jobs? Because they have technologies for free, but it costs a lot of time. And the more they have scholars, the fastest those technologies are going to be. So this is exactly why you'd want to go on the Dome of the Faith, because your scholars cost less, and then you can have more scholars, and you can have your technologies faster. But if you don't go on the age ups, then you don't have any technologies for free, because, well, you don't have technologies to do, because you don't have the age up. Okay, so that's the main stuff I want to talk about. Delhi was very strong before because they had a good timing at going on the age ups, because they had the pro scout very fast, and then they can at the same time have a good production of army, because the pro scout helps a lot with that. And then if they have a good production of army, they can have the sacred sites, and if they have the sacred sites, they can go on the age up, and if they go on the age up, they can have all their technologies for free and very fast. You see what I mean? So this is exactly what is gonna happen with the Delhi. But now they don't have the pro scout as fast, so they don't have the control of the map, so they don't have the sacred sites, so they don't age up, so they don't have the bonus that they need. They don't have the technologies. So this is why Delhi is not that strong today, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think a lot of pros are, well, agree with me, because we don't see them a lot on tournaments. We will see what Starflark is going to do. I thought about the fact of not doing the Dome of the Faith and doing the other landmarks in order to help a little bit at taking the control of the map. The Tower of Victory, I think it's called. Oh, I didn't show that. We have a junk here in order to kill those boats. This is very well played from Downfall. I love that. 3 villagers on the outpost here. Yeah, we are forced to do that because there is an outpost here. Okay. We can do the blacksmith. Did we do some... We didn't do any scholars. So this is also very difficult for the Delhi, because if you tower rush them, then they don't have gold. If they don't have gold, what it means that they don't have scholars. If they don't have scholars, they cannot have their technology. If they don't have their technology on the H2, then it's very difficult for them to have the sacred sites again. You see what I mean? So yeah, very difficult. Well played also with the caches. It helps with the control of the map. We have a lot of caches, and we have very good units also. The Ghazi Raiders. I have to talk about this unit. This is a very good unit for the Delhi. It feels like the best, not the best, but the second best light cavalry on the game. I think the best one is Sipahis, because, well, they are very, very strong. They have an ability in order to attack faster. They have more range on their attacks and stuff. But this is the second best light cavalry. You can have a lot of HP, you have more damage, also bonus damage versus heavy. So you have a very good unit. And also it's very fast, because this is light cavalry. So this is very nice. And also to deal with some caches, or maybe the Knights of the Knights Templar, for example, it can do pretty fine. Versus very strong Knights like the French Knights and stuff like this. No, it's not that good. Oh, this is very well played from Downfall, but here are the defense. Here is the defense coming. We have the villagers here. This is difficult, because here Starflark cannot really go further, because there is a junk here to defend. Okay. And it feels like this is really well played also from Downfall, doing a dock here, because it allows him to have the control here of this side of the map, and then the Delhi cannot really take... Oh, we lost 3 villagers here, and the Delhi cannot really take the gold, moreover, and also he cannot really take the sacred site either. And the matchup feels tough, because the Mongol is a civilization of control of the map, and the Delhi needs the control of the map in order to have the secret sites again. We let the outpost down. We understood that we cannot defend it, but this was very well played from Downfall to try to take a light cavalry with those spearmen. He didn't manage to do so, but he tried, and it was very well played. Very well played also from Starflark, that didn't lose, of course, his light cavalry. We're taking the control back on this gold. 3 villagers down from Starflark. Quite difficult, because We have 3 less villagers, of course. This is stuff that is very cool with the Delhi. You can produce your walls thanks to your infantry units. And it feels the Delhi should do more the Tower of Victory. I'm not sure of what I'm saying right now because I didn't test it. But as you can see, the Dome of the Faith, the main role of this is to have a lot of scholars. And the scholars are done for several reasons, but the first one is to have your technologies faster. But if you don't go on the edge up, then the scholars are not that effective. They are cool because they can heal your units, they can take the sacred sites, but if you don't have the control of the map, you cannot take the sacred sites. They are cool to take the relics, but if you are not H3, you cannot take the relics. So basically, you need the scholars in order to have them for the H3, basically. They can take the relics, they can take also the sacred sites. Well, you can take them on the H2, of course, with the Delhi, but yeah. And they can heal also. So, yeah. If you don't have the control of the map, then those scholars are not that effective, in my opinion. So maybe it's better to do the other landmark in order to have the control of the map. Yes, you have less scholars, but you have the control. And so you can take the sacred sites. And if you have the sacred sites, is it better to have a discount of 55 gold on your scholars, or is it better to have 3 sacred sites that gives you 375 gold per minute? But I'm not sure of what I'm saying, because again, this is not guaranteed that if you do the Tower of Victory, you would win the control of the map, of course. But you have more chances to do so. Maybe not, because you don't have your technologies faster too. Well, this is difficult. This is difficult to know. We have to test it in order to know. Is it a mistake from Mongols about their wood collection because there's no gear? Or is this a new ability of the Civ? What do you mean? Their wood collection. I don't get it, sorry. About the wood. Okay, so we put pressure here from downfall. We want to force the Delhi. It wasn't there earlier. Okay, so there was not this building. That's what you meant. Yeah, it was a mistake. I think from downfall. I got the answer. It was a mistake. Yeah. Okay, so we use the mobility here in order to do damage thanks to the Kashyyyks. We are going to kill some units. This is very well played. We have a lot of army here. This is also the problem with the Tower of Victory. I was talking about this before, but the Tower of Victory gives you 20% more attack speed on your infantry units. So this is cool, but this means that you don't have the mobility on the map. You have only infantry units, and if you have infantry units, then you don't move fast. And if you don't move fast, then it's more difficult to have the control of the map. So, yeah. I don't know how you can do with the Delhi. It feels like if you have the control of the map with the Delhi, you have a sieve that is broken. And if you don't, then your sieve is very bad. So this is quite difficult to balance, in my opinion. Not know what you think about that. Because it snowballs a lot. Like, if you have all your technologies for free and you can fast stage 3 and stuff like this, then yeah. This is not over for Starflark. We have some units. And the Kashyyyks are not that insane on the field. They cost a lot of resources, and I think this is not a very good unit as compared to the cost they have. When you think of it, this is 200 resources, and they are so less effective than normal knights, like for example French knights. They cost 200 resources. The French knight is 240. So yeah, it feels like this is very less effective, very expensive units. Okay, we managed to take a sacred site, and we have the House of Learning that is coming. But the problem with the fact of having the House of Learning right now is that your opponent has a lot of units, and if you are the Delhi, you have your technologies not that fast. I mean, 1 minute 40 seconds, 14 seconds is okay. You have to tank a little bit, and then you can take a good fight. Yeah, yeah. This is Knight from Starflark. It feels like Downfall has trouble. He's gonna go on the age up. Which age up is he gonna take? The Coral Tie. Okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting landmark. This is something a little bit like the Royal Institute I talked about before, the game before. Don't hesitate to watch the previous game if you're interested in that. This is French versus Abbasid. And the French is a little bit on the H3, has two choices. The Guild Hall or the Royal Institute. And here it's pretty much the same choice with the Mongols. You have the Kurultai that gives you a good timing at attacking your opponent. Well, it's always good in the late game, of course, but it's better right now on the timing. And the other choice is more a choice of a late game, because you are gonna have 50% more gold. You're gonna drop 50% more gold. So this is very, very interesting. We have all the technologies for Delhi. This is quite impressive when you see all those technologies that are taking up. But I mean, this is for free, so of course you're gonna take all those technologies. Very interesting here from Downfall. He took this technology first of the archers, because it is 1 minute to do this technology, and he did the Kashyyyks after, because it is 30 seconds in order to have that. So he will have all his technologies at the same time, and he's gonna try to take this timing at attacking his opponent. But we have an elephant! The magic unit. This is the magic unit. I mean, Starflark is quite in a good spot right now. He will be able to defend, I think, because he will have all his technologies. Yeah, he has the veteran here. Yeah, he will be able to defend. So Starflark, so Downfall knows that it's quite not a good fight, so he will fall back. He will say no, I don't want to take this fight. So the Kurultai is not a good choice in this position then. If you don't want to take the fights, Kurultai is not that good. But I mean, if he takes the fight anyway, he will lose. So he knows he wants to go back and wait a little bit. Maybe we can take all the relics here now from Starflark, because, well, we have a lot of scholars. Yeah, exactly. We have all the scholars here. So we can take all the relics at the same time. It's gonna be cool. You have one here, one there, and two here. Maybe those two are protected thanks to this junk. We don't have... Yeah, okay, we have fishing boats. Okay. The elephants. It feels like a win for Starflark. How do you deal with those two elephants? It feels like you cannot. We have the archers here that are dealing a lot of damage because they are boosted by 20% damage. We are using the can arrow. It feels like you should use this one. I don't know if it's... Yeah, this is exactly what he used, because you can have a 50% attack speed of more on your archers. This is very interesting to have. The problem with those elephants is that they deal pretty well with everything Downfall has. So this is the issue here. They are dealing a lot of damage to the cavalry. The cavalry that doesn't really do a lot of damage to them, and the archers are not doing any damage to them because they have 7 armor, ranged armor. This is insane. Yeah, we lose a lot here from Downfall, but it feels like Starflark is not winning. We are losing this elephant. Do we have some crossbows? Yeah, we have some crossbows, and the crossbows can deal with those elephants, to be honest. Thanks to the Kurultai, we are able to defend, and so this is a very good landmark right now. If he didn't do the Kurultai, he would have been dead. Clearly. So, very well played from Downfall, very good. Cool. And exactly, Justin, yeah, we have a relic delivery, exactly. Here, I don't need it, you can take it. This is for free. And we have 2 relics from Downfall then. Third one. Yeah, we have 3 relics. This is very nice from him. Okay, we have the Sacred Sites right now from Starflark. So yeah, typically Delhi went from broken to okay civ. This is not a bad civ, this is an okay civ. We can see here that there are some stuff to do with Delhi because you can do the elephants, you can do all your technologies for free and stuff like this, but this is not as easy as before. Yeah, Mongols in a situation like this, you don't really want to be in this situation with the Mongols, because if you're defending with the Mongols, then it's complicated. You don't have a civilization that wants to defend, because you kind of want to put pressure, because you have really good units to do that, thanks to your mobility, but also thanks to your Uvu that gives you some stone in order to do double the production at the beginning of the game, and then you put pressure. But you don't have a lot of defense. Like for example, your outpost, you cannot put them in fortified, so this means that it can be killed very easily. You don't have walls, you don't have a lot of stuff to defend, of course. And also the fact of having less buildings, for example, because you don't do the houses, then it's more difficult to defend, because if you have a lot of archers, for example, you cannot really hide inside your buildings, and then your archers are more on the open field and they are more attackable from melee units, for example. This is something also to be aware of. It's very important to know that. We can take also the sacred site here. Yeah, we are gonna do that. This is really well played from Downfall. This is always 100 per minute, so this is very nice. Did we lose some villagers here? No. Yeah. How do we take some gold now from Downfall? This is the problem. We don't have gold anymore. We are using some light cavalry in order to try and take some villagers to our opponent, in my opinion, and we are gonna tank in the base thanks to this. We are gonna do a lot of pasture in order to have, well, a good economy at home. We are using the tents. Oh, we are using the prayer tents in order to boost the pasture, as you can see. And so the pasture, if they are boosted by an Uvu or a prayer tent, they produce faster the sheeps. So this is very, very interesting to have and to be aware of, because you produce more and then you can have less pasture, of course. Yeah, this is gonna be difficult for Downfall. He has like half of the army of Starflark. Yes, he has the coral tie, but I mean, these are elephants and this is double the army. I mean, let's be honest, it's gonna be difficult. We're gonna use the cans in order to boost the archers and the crossbows. We tanked very well. I mean, we are very nice on the micro of our units, but it feels like it's over. Even if we manage to take good fights, this is exactly what I was talking about before. Like, the fact of using your buildings like this allows you to have more damage to your units that are in range and less damage from units that are melee units, because they cannot really hit you. We are losing a lot of villagers. Yeah, this is still 8,000 resources for an army to Starflark. This is over. We have a lot of scholars that heals. We have all our technologies of H3 for Starflark, and we don't for Downfall, of course. Yeah. 15 villagers that are idled, 10 kills. Yeah, very well played from Starflark, I have to say, because this was not easy. And Downfall played really well, in my opinion. Maybe he didn't put enough pressure on Starflark. But this was difficult, because Starflark played really well on the defense. Even crossbows have trouble to deal with those elephants. This is a very strong unit. I mean, there is not a lot of units now from Starflark in this. Maybe Downfall will be able to defend here. No, he will not. These are 2 elephants. We use the mobility here on the crossbows because we have the yam here that allows them to move 15% faster. We can stay under the TC, I mean, it's not a problem. And the problem here is that the Mongol doesn't have any gold too, so this is difficult to reproduce some army, also because, well, all your villagers are idled, of course. We have 2 spearmen here that deals damage to the villagers. Yeah. Mongols is not a good civilization in order to defend a keep here. And now we can produce villagers from the keep when you do your technology. This is very cool with the Dali too. We can also put keeps everywhere on the map, like for example 1 on each sacred site, and we can win with the sacred site victory. But it won't be necessary in my opinion. I mean, Downfall stays in this game, but he cannot win, I think. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. He will surprise me. He will say, hey, you were wrong. I can win. I am Mongol. I can do a lot of outposts and put them in springles and use my Kurutai in order to heal my units and kill everything. Maybe. We will see. This is not cool. The fact that Starflark managed to take this sacred site. Well, if there is a junk here, this is surprising. I don't know how he manages to do that. Okay, we take the deers thanks to the pro scout. This is for free, so I mean, it doesn't cost any resources. Yeah, same problem here. The elephants and a lot of army from Starflark. We have only we have a little bit of army, yeah, but we have mainly crossbows. And we have a lot of light cavalry, a lot of archers, so we can deal with them quite easily. But some outposts with the springles. Kurtai that will be at the back of the base. 27 kills of villagers. This is gonna be very difficult right now. Yeah, we can continue a lot to do that from Starflark. Well, maybe not that much. Yeah, there is some farms, so yeah, we can continue to do that for a long time. The destroyed value is quite the same, but the thing with the Dali, if they can go on the Ajax, is that they have all their technology stuff for free, so they can spend those resources inside the army, while you cannot if you face the Dali. So this is why it's very difficult. The Khan has been killed. I mean, he's defending very, very well. Downfall is defending very, very well. But he's still losing some villagers. And at some point he will have no economy, and Starflark has like so much economy. Especially because all the economy of Downfall is idled right now. So yes, he manages to defend, but this is very expensive from him to do that. Yeah, this is over. This is Jover, guys. 1-1. Downfall versus Starflark. One from each side. We will see the next game right after on Twitch. And on YouTube, this is going to be in the next video. We're going to continue right now on Twitch. See you in the next one. Don't hesitate to go and watch HAG that organizes this event, this show match. We have a lot of other events on AoE 4. See you in the next one. Bye.